What's up, soul family, guys? Welcome in. Happy to see you. Happy Sunday. Hopefully all of you guys had a wonderful weekend. I know we did. Thank you for everybody who tuned in to the bull riding. My son's junior bull riding association that he is a part of. Appreciate you guys' love and support. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Casey. I am a psychic medium, an intuitive. I have an imagination and the gift of gab. And this seems to be the place where they all come together. Holy Spirit, holy angels of the highest bright light, I call on you for clarity, guidance. Archangel Michael. Smoking in here. All right, for those of you that don't know, that is my light language. It's just the way I call my guides in. Some people call it tongues in the Christian community. Kids have been out here touching stuff. I know it. How is everybody? What's up, Jason, Zerdik, Jen? Welcome to the club. Get right or get left behind. Okay, so this is going to be a read for the sign Aquarius. Somehow I skipped you. You were once lost, but now you found. So now that we found you, Aquarius, we are going to see intuitively, and as an oracle reader and as a channeler, what messages come through for you. Anything can be considered a message. It might say something that you heard earlier on in the week that might confirm something. You could be doing something at the moment I say something. If I talk about popping popcorn and you're putting some in the microwave, you know, that's just a synchronicity that the universe wants you to listen up. All right, damn kids. So, don't take anything to heart that you're reading these. This should just be you using your intuition. You being able to take a deep breath and tap into the universal wisdom. All it is here is we are just using our creative minds, our intuition, any thought impressions that come to the mind, especially when we're thinking about something or we specifically, you know, have gotten to a place where we can meditate and connect with our spirit guides. God, source, you know, however, whatever your higher power. The fucking supreme being, mate. That's the one I'm talking about. Crystalline. Look up and that's what I see in crystalline grid. Hey, sister, soul sister. Light armies here helping. What do we have? All right, so we're going to look at, I want to look at your overall energy, Aquarius, on the soul level. Having a hard time figuring out where shit goes, Aquarius. Maybe that could be a thing, you know, organization or needing to get organized. You could have been up against some challenges as of late, or you're overcoming some sort of challenges. Something, it does feel like it's in a spiritual aspect. Like, I heard somebody say, I'm not getting off my path for anybody. You know, when you're just, we get to the state where we get a spark back in our life, right? That spark could look like extra motivation, extra energy, or our thoughts are as wild and chaotic. You know, it's really important that we take that time to connect back with ourselves, because when we can do that, and we're growing things on the inside, right? I'm no longer triggered by this. I'm no longer allowing XYZ to, you know, infiltrate my space, my energy, my time, my money. And then I feel like there's another part of you, you know, that I'm talking to, that there's a group of you that really do enjoy your solidarity. You enjoy being able to go and do whatever you want when you want, you know what I mean? Not being bound and tied to society, a job, 9 to 5. For those of you that are really trying to find time, instead of, you know, in your free time when you get off work, you're tired, you want to sit down, relax. A lot of people go and sit and watch TV, but it feels like a fresh energy comes in. I feel like the chains have been broken off, you know. She came to set the captives free. And free shall be. Ernesto! What is this? Jason, this is, help me out here. We're using intuition over here. All right, so I want to look at the overall energy for my beautiful Aquarius babies. My beautiful Aquarius babies. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. Somebody's got a grand trine. I don't know if it's I don't know enough to know, but somebody has a grand trine, and I don't. Can it be all Aquarius or all? It's a certain element. The same, three the same. Okay, so how are Aquariuses at this time showing up? Spiritually, energetically, emotionally. Then we're gonna look at who's coming towards you, their intentions, their energy, their behavior towards you. As soon as I said that, I seen the watching card. Somebody's watching. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Ooh. Hanging around downtown by myself, and there she was. Like disco cherry pie, yeah, there she was. I don't even know if I said those lyrics right. I haven't heard that song forever. I also channel music, that's part of channeling. So it could hear this song, it could be repeat, it could be something that you're thinking about. This is what this channel is about. It's just testing your own intuition, seeing, it's just showing you the magic that is in this universe. If we really take the time to love ourselves and we connect, Supreme Being, whatever you connect to, and you walk in that way internally within yourself, holding yourself accountable, having self-awareness, being self-conscious of the things that you say and do and your actions, and also being able to love and let go. And those are some of the hardest things, is to love and let go. And all of a sudden, as soon as I said that, I got like this big, it was like a heavy weight in somebody's throat, in their heart, deep in their heart, and the birds are starting to chirp off. Jason loves my singing. It's so crazy. Hey, this card doesn't belong in here. It's the Three of Pentacles. Massa got me walking. 1313. Massa got me walking. All right. I think we're shuffled up enough. I wanna love like Johnny and June. Rings of fire burning with you. I wanna walk the line until the end of time. I wanna love you that much. Cash it all in, shit, give it all up. And when you're gone, I wanna go to like Johnny and June. Huh. Johnny and June. It's like when you're gone, I want to go too. If you're a bird, I'm a bird. I said letting go is hard. And loving and letting go. That's like the most challenging things that we will learn. Is the attribute of nobody belongs to us, we belong to nobody. We are all connected, but to really love somebody and want them to be free and be authentic, I think that's true love to me. Even if you can't be with that person because they're on a different path or a different trajectory, I would rather see somebody, if I felt like I was holding somebody back or I wasn't on the same level as somebody, which the universe naturally shakes that up, right? What's up, Cradix? And so at some point, there's a timeline switch. This happens when you're sleeping, when you close your eyes and blink, and you open up your eyes back up, brushing your teeth for just that nanosecond, your timeline shifts. Okay. I'm hearing the name Mark, Ziggerberg, Zachary, Lisa, Maybelline, Asgard, Aztec Mayans, Michelangelo, Einstein. I watched that show today for the first time with my daughter. It's called Baby Einstein. And I looked at my daughter and I'm like, oh, dude, So cool. You never know what soul's incarnated in your own kids. Fuck, for some of us, who we are, right? We start waking up and we start realizing we have this overwhelming amount of love and compassion for humanity, that we want to help others where we know we once failed. This is just little Kenobi. This is Obi-Wan. I'll be a son of a gun. Hi, guys. They will be heading up the read tonight. They will be heading up the read. Copy that. Come in over. How are we showing up? Lots of channeled messages. I'm hearing Mark McKay. Mark McKay. Okay. Hey, what'd you guys think about my, well, we'll talk about it after. We're not talking about me. This isn't about me. Superpower. Overall energy for the Aquariuses. How are they showing up? How are they being perceived? What does Spirit have to say? Spiritual guidance. If you set an intention to connect with the collective consciousness for the highest good of all, to find answers for the easement of your soul, for that ability to know you can do this, you're connecting, you're seeing signs. When you start first seeing like the synchronicities, it trips people out. You know, and that's where a lot of the gang stalking and shit comes from. Now, I'm not going to say that that's not a thing, because I know for a fact it is. But it gets to a point, and it's an energy. It's, you know, light is intelligence. That light and wavelength of light, that carries a certain amount of information within that light. You can tell by the way water, it holds its crystal form. If you looked under in a telescope, it has its own unique ice, snowflake, all of it. If you play a set of drums at a key or and hit a tambourine at a different pitch, whatever's there will vibrate to a new sacred geometric shape. Just let it flow. Okay, so how are you showing up? Trying to get to the read. There's a lot of chit chat, connection. See, and I said there's a lot of chit chat. There's a lot of connectivity here. Some of you, I just want to say, you're very, very, very connected. You're connected to universal consciousness. You have a heart for humanity. You have the heart that puts that spark into the world around you. You show up as somebody who is connected to their self, somebody who is seeking outside of themselves, within themselves to connect. And you've got courage here. Somebody here is on the brink of doing something very big, Aquarius. Something very big. And this could have to do with your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra. Courage, connections. The initial CC. I'm hearing Connie. Oh, shit. You're showing up. Oh my gosh, Aquarius. Wow. So you're showing up with connection, courage, strength, creativity, and vitality. Emerald green, the lost emerald city, the Vatican. This feels very paramount. This feels very paramount. And if you look at the meaning of paramount, it means supreme being. It's a supreme power, as you were. And you've got revitalization. You show up as somebody who has had an immense amount of strength. With the candles here, for some of you, you could have gone through some very heavy spiritual attacks. For some of you, it feels like... Okay, because I was picking up on a portal. You could be... I talked about gang stalking, but this feels like you could have been dealing with somebody or a group of people or a collective of people that really pushed you in such a way to where you would have nothing else but to connect. Dear God, please help me. I need to look within myself. I need to make this change, to where you were pushed at every bit to connect more, to use your intuition more, to go within more. What does this mean? Help me find the sign, to where it gets all crazy, right? It's just going around and going around. And on top of it, I feel like in that time for some of you, you were up against some sort of magic, okay? Fire magic. Specifically, somebody works with a dragon, the element of a dragon, and I am seeing a black dragon. He has red eyes. Dark smoke. Dark smoke out of its nose. Dark. So and I'm looking, thank you, Spirit. And I'm looking up, you know, you guys could have had, this is like the headless horseman. This is the energy that comes for anybody in that moment of vulnerability when you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death, trying to fear no evil. All this stuff that's coming to you, all these people you've had to interact with, some benevolent beings, some not. This is called create a sacred space. Take time to be alone so that you can renew your weary spirit, seed of solace. So this is telling me you've had to have the strength. Perhaps you have some sort of codependency, in some way that you've really healed from. And it does feel like for some of you Aquariuses, or where you have Aquarius in your chart, this is also child messages. So if you're tuning in and listening, this message also could be for you. There's portals here, okay? It's very interesting because I'm looking at this card and it looks like it is. The sacral chakra has some sort of portal tied to it right here. I'm seeing this as a body, and I'm seeing this as, and it looks like there's something in the root too. So there could have been some sort of root work or sacral chakra work. Somebody here had, you know, with that anybody using the intention, so sending hate, lighting candles with spite or intentions to send confusion or more chaos, all that did was propel you even further along your path, Aquariuses. That's all it did, was just push you even further. Thank God for the ability to be put in some crappy situations and to be able to still have the card of, hey, I just seen a flower. I swear I've been seeing shit. Maybe I am seeing shit. Your creativity is what got you through this. Your connection and creativity are very, very, very much connected. These sit right one above the other. As above, so below. We've got connection and we've got creativity. See this force field? See this grid work around this being? Tapping into that creativity. This tells me that you show up as somebody who uses your creativity to connect to a very vital aspect with revitalization and vitality out here. I mean, I can't wait to pull out the energy that surrounds you as strength, connection, courage, creativity. Unleash artistic expression and innovation, infusing life with beauty and imagination. Tap into your inner energy reserve and embrace vibrant health and vitality. So somebody here, you could be a healer, you could be somebody who you do. There's something about a higher star chakra here, okay? The courage and vitality, it's like somebody is just walking the light. It's like you could have had to go against a lot of dark sorcerers, especially when I look at this. I talked about some sort of, I'm hearing a cult, and I'm hearing a cultist. I don't know what that is. Some sort of wizard or some sort of somebody who knows or has a book or understands the grid work to alchemize in the right place, the right time with the right energies. Somebody here uses some sort of mind modality tied to, somebody received a gift. You've got a new guide that steps forward, and you are being revitalized with these deeper knowings and intuition and wisdom that you have within, it's within your DNA. Excuse me. And I say 939. Coughed at 939. I just heard leukemia right now as soon as I did that. Where were we, Spirit? Archangel Michael. Supreme Being. Supreme Being. I have so much in energy, it's like I don't know how to say it. It's like, oh, wow. Okay. For some of you, you could have just opened up to a gift or a realization with the revitalization and vitality out here. Understanding, this is so awesome. I was like, I want to say it, but I'm just not getting it. Like, wow. Okay. Somebody here. I don't even know how to say this. I'm hearing the supreme being of the zodiacs. The zodiacs. And then I heard number 13. I channeled something like this a while ago, this last fall, about this energy, this supreme being, this, it's like light years away. I'm saying it's like you're communicating in some way to, I don't know if this is, it's you. It's your connection, it's your source. And somehow you've projected yourself holographically here and are realizing that that is, it sounds so delusional. It's like I'm here but I'm not. Or I can go back to where this source, and it's, if somebody's trying to do some sort of energy work or some sort of magic with intention behind it, it's like whatever that person's done, and I keep saying the root chakra, the earth star chakra. If somebody's gone to the bottom of a tree and uprooted or tried, right, inauthenticate some sort of stem cell, okay, or cellular system in some way, but it's tied to a tree with intention. But that also is symbolic for the body. Root chakra. Okay, so that's earth magic. I don't know, whatever. I don't do magic. I am magic. I don't know what words to say for this, but anybody who's trying to find a way to use some sort of creative blocking on this path here, I can really feel somebody trying to stall out my cognitive Waraki se pepe ke se te ye se ke te he a she ke pe te ya ye ke sara te pa pa para ye se ke te la pa ye se kara te yoshoto. It's a connection to whatever was done. It's stirred up. I'm hearing the beast, the monster, it's this energy. It's very ancient. I'm having a hard time getting into it because as I'm even trying to, like, just look at the card. I mean, look at all of that going on. I can't, it's symbols. The way I'm hearing it, I can, when I'm in, oh my gosh, I have nothing. I've got nothing because it's like so advanced. It's almost like whatever happened to you, whatever you chose to ascend through, right? So if you got left out, left behind, fucked over, just shit on, shit that shouldn't have been going on. As that was happening, it built this courage, this strength, something inside of you revitalized, okay? I'm hearing it was soul crushing. So it wasn't a fucking path, excuse my French, that you just pick up on and you were good. You had people helping you and resources along the way. It was body, mind, spirit, like straight up fucked with in the psyche too, on the deepest level, and then uprooting, especially if you are starseed, okay, to have that much energy and to have it. You have to earth it. You have to have a grounding. If not, it could instantly send somebody off of a path. Drugs, alcohol, sex addiction, cruelty, anger. I mean, psychotic, you know what I mean? With that much, I want to say it's intelligence, but it's that energy or that connection, because you got to think, karma doesn't miss anybody, because karma's in our DNA. That motherfucker's not missing anybody. So our ability to alchemize within that, this is what I'm saying. It's like something in the DNA. Or this grid work. I don't know how to say it. Like, you literally could have been called to drive out somewhere and you go somewhere. And imprinted within those stones, that cave, the rocks, the ground around it, you picked up through that grid this supreme fucking intelligence. The intelligence of light. The light of intelligence. The light of intelligence. This is so very spiritual. Very, very, very spiritual. So if you're here to find out about, you can skip forward. We'll get into the Oracle and the Tarot. Right now I'm just more or less channeling on how you're showing up, Aquarius. It's insane. It gets me so pumped up in energy, because it's like, whatever you just picked up, whatever you just embarked on, whatever you've gotten called towards you, somebody got a crystal. Somebody got a crystal in some way. I'm going to tell you. It's like, and I'm also going to say this. Through your galactic travels, not, just when you're sleeping, but as a starseed, you incarnate in many different systems. Many, many different star systems. All of those systems, all of those abilities, all of that remembrance. I mean, this planet is so dense and so not smart. Not smart. We have a lot of wisdom, all right? And I see that here. And it's like, you probably were not going to be destined to be where the hell you are if this catastrophic, insurmountable amount of shakeup and pain in the way of, like, the heart, you feel like somebody you fucking give a lot. You give a lot. And I think you were looked at as vulnerable, naive, weak, and then knowing that you have, so somebody would have to know these things about you, personality, somebody who studied you, see you, close friends, somebody you communicate with a lot or that watches you a lot. They would have to know how to uproot something within you by knowing your energy. So somebody here has done energy work on you, okay? Whatever that's done it broke something open that it's not just the energy work. I'm hearing energy work and spell work, okay? Chicken's blood. So, rabbits. There's a sacrificial stuff here as I'm touching this card with the strength and the candles on it. This shook something up within the crystals within the middle of this planet, to where this being that was, right? This is your higher self. Let's just say you're getting this intellect. This is your higher self coming into you, pouring this intellect. Let's say you've already been on a path. You've had several awakenings where but this mother trucker, definitely, my phone's on 5%. All right. Somebody here also in their travels through these planets, through these systems, not only in your DNA, it's in your DNA, right? This is what broke wide open. Not only did you access or have been accessing your higher self, or this information, or this connectivity to nature, children, words, bees, frogs, just anything that has a tone or a frequency. You're starting to tune in and listen to it and understand, like, it feels like, is that a message? And it's like, go closer, go look at it. What's over there? Look around what's trying to show you. It's like, and I've got this rock just sitting here, and I found this. It's like a little temple rock. I love it. And it sits on my desk. But I have things that I'm drawn to and called to, that I work with. Not all the time I work with it, but it's really interesting that today of all days I brought those. This rock's been out here. This crystal is a very special gift. And it showed up again today. So I was like, okay. What I'm saying is sometimes in your travels, not only, astrally, you're given these gifts. What's up, Herman? We're giving these gifts. So even as a galactic warrior, as you're battling with the light, right? When you're sleeping, your spirit's not just laying in your body too, watching the fucking cuckoo, the time go. It's you're doing things, and you have collected things, okay, that are your birthright. Maybe you've had dreams of being given a gift from a different sort of being, or for those of you, I'm talking to a very awakened or somebody who's had like a kundalini. This would be connecting to the higher self. There was no way, and I heard an ice age, and I don't even know how long that is. How long is an ice age? Would you've been able to tap into this ancient aspect of yourself, the supreme being, the real supreme being that you are, and be able to harness that energy. See how it's all tied, that grid works tied back down here to the solar sacral plexus chakras, okay? Somebody broke something open that has created this astronomical amount of highly intellectual information, understanding, deeper knowing, wisdom, knowledge. You show up as a badass. I mean, what you're connecting to, it's not we all can connect. This is different. This is you. Somebody in the flesh is going to have a full understanding through all the bullshit, okay, down to fucking salt, whatever. It's all bullshit. Somebody here can look right past that. Some of you are seeing beings. You can see energy change and transform. It's like you can see, it looks like heat waves almost. Air in your, if you're just staring out and you can just see things start to shift and transform. Some of you, you see the portal that comes up on the wall in your mind's eye, or you close your eyes and you have all these colors that come in. You're connected. Somebody here, it's beyond aerial view. It's beyond that. It's because this person's connecting back to space and time. It's already there. It's like we're rewriting our destiny, and I don't know why right now when I want to say we're not, we're coming back to, okay. So you're showing up wonderfully. I want to get you some information. Let's get some guidance from your higher self here. And then we're going to move on to the next portion of the read, who's coming towards you. For my Aquarius, my beautiful Aquarius. Is this resonating with anybody? It does kind of feel like it's I love it. My heart chakra feels like blown wide open. I feel my crown is like to my higher star chakra. I feel this harness of, it's like my body is, as I'm in this connection, my mind, this brain, I can't translate it. What's being in, it's like a code. And it's not a word, it's a feeling, it's an energy. It's insane. It's almost like I feel this honored to connect through that energy of the channeling aspect of it. Okay, from your higher self, you got cleansing. Clean your mind and spirit, remove negative energy, and creativity twice. Thank you. And here he is again here. You, Aquariuses, for some of you, you have a mother on the other side, or somebody on the other side that is helping you. I want to say she's a fairy godmother with the connection here in some ways. You could connect with the fae. This is just, it's your birthright. It's a part of your transformation. Like I said, some of you are going to start seeing this unseen realm. See how she's out in nature if you really look close. It's like anywhere you go, you have this magic that you can tap into. Transformation, with all the butterflies, you could be somebody who does communicate with spirit, or receive your communication through, to divinate in one way, whether it's through nature or it's just these impressions and thoughts. And it's like you're getting a lot of help elsewhere. Creativity is the key. Creativity is your inner expression. Unleash it. Creativity. Unleash artistic expression and innovation, infusing life with beauty and imagination. I'll love you tomorrow, I'll love you, it's only a day away. Fuck that last part up, but self-love. I told you, somebody here has a spark. That little Pluto out front, it is. It's Earth. It's Earth. It looks like a portal. This is amazing. It's like Earth is, I don't even know what this is. Self-love is the foundation of all love. Look at her. Looks like Earth. I don't know if she's embracing it. It looks like she's holding it looks like a portal when you really get to looking into it. Told you, somebody's getting guidance from the other side. I mean, look at her. Twice. You know, so you could have family sisters, a mother, sister on the other side, Aquarius, that's really helping you. It's like before they passed, in some way you affected their life in such a way, or you, okay, that it changed something for them in the afterlife now. They are able, something was set free, some sort of bondage. It feels like you took that energy because they left you with it without the forgiveness, or, you know, in such a way where it would be stifling. You'd carry that energy, right? But I feel like that's what part of this really being left out and going through stuff. Maybe it was through death and loss that really triggered something within you saying, I've got to get clean. I've got to get back to self-love. You know, my health is my wealth. It took a lot of strength to find this connection in the first place. And a lot more courage to revitalize, you know, maybe you're somebody who's had a creative block in some way. You know, getting just the mundane day-to-day stuff that's so, it's programming, basically. You're used to running on a clock, right? I guess that makes sense when I say that. So now you're calling this spark back. You've got this spark. You've got this strength. Your guides are saying, have the strength and the courage within your connection. Your mind is brilliant. You're so creative. And the more you just let yourself experience through this self-love and this creativity, it's like, with the cleansing, it doesn't really have to be. It's just impurities. It's just thoughts, the allegories that we pick up on, writings, readings, this shit that we, depending on what state of awakening we're in, we can fall into and then go within another cycle, right? This is saying use your creativity. Your creativity is being revitalized. It is your life source energy. It is your vitality. Cleaning out old energies. It's about a release. This guy's hands up and he's reaching into this portal, and here's this another big orb that's like coming out of it, right? This is cosmic energy. It's cosmic energy. And when you are a starseed, or, you know, and I'm hearing specifically starseed, when you have this cosmic wisdom and intelligence within you, you have to awaken. You know, it's like, I'm just hearing that. It's like you always do. Somebody paid a lot, a heavy, a lot of weight in their, the start of their life. Somebody here's lived like 3 lives, literally, within this life. Just been beat to hell and back. You know, picking yourself up, falling back, picking yourself up. Whether it's induced, it's always, you know, our choices to hang out with certain crowds, but that's what fueled your creativity. That's what makes you this powerhouse, because not only did you go through that, but you are a starseed, so everybody you had an interaction with, especially if you're somebody who's very intellectually intelligent, helps people to cut through the shit, or to self-aware, or you help people gain some sort of self-awareness. It's like you just being around them in their energetic field, okay? You have to have courage to know this. You did create a change. You did plant the seed. The cosmic womb energy, it's outside of just the heartaches and the pains. Now, I do feel like you are a very powerful being. Very. And your power comes from the amount of self-love you hold for yourself and the amount of self-love that you have for others in humanity. It's like every time you were down and out, you had a chance to step on somebody's head to get yourself out. You give, you reach back for the hand, even in knowing, you know, and this is when you love so much and that heart chakra is just blown wide open, you know, we give a lot in that area. And when it's not bad being too loving, because being too, you know, loving, you just need it with discernment. And I feel like that's what somebody's gained, is the discernment. And it's not the discernment to think you're going to change anybody, or that, you know, you're God's greatest gift, just that you're here being an expression of this energy that wants to imprint and implant within this crystalline grid, within this planet, through you. I mean, your creativity is out of this world. Out of this world. You need to unleash it. And the way that that comes about is through the self-love. Realizing, I might be older now. I might not have my kids around. Some of you have a lot of kids, and some of you have lost children. Some of you have left your families, you know. The one thing that holds us together, and I'm going to tell you this, no man is an island. No man can make it through, I mean, you're not a service to humanity. It's great to go get your spiritual awakening and hermit, but that's your gift to this world, to awaken and to breathe that energy back into it, to show others that they can and that they are capable. And everything that I see here, you know, your courage is unsurmountable, Aquarius. The way that you can revitalize from fucking nothing, rubbing 2 nickels together if that's the case, or with God, just like any obstacle. And it really feels like somebody here, you're gonna wake up to something. That's why, because this communication that's telepathic. Okay, and that's why this creativity and this self-love is important, because telepathy means that you can be away from somebody. You don't have to be next to them, and you have this telepathic connection to one another. I personally haven't experienced it. I have. It was not just with one, but a brother and a sister at the same time. It was absolutely, and we're going around in a circle, and I'm like, how are we doing this? And they're just kind of like, you know, shrugging their shoulders and like, I don't know. And she's had it before. She's done it one other time. She's my, you know, she's like a sister to me. And my child's father, who passed away, I had it with him, and it was one of the most freeing, unreal that you could have such a connection. I mean, in every thought they can hear. There's no hiding. There's no deceiving. There's no, it's a pure, and at times I would cut it off. And it went on for about, I want to say a month and a half that I had this. It was amazing. I mean, I could, just from where I was at, have a thought, and then I would hear a knock on my door, like that. You wanted some donuts, you know? And I was like, how is this even working? He goes, you need to use your words. You need to actually talk, because that's all we would do. We wouldn't talk at all. We would just in the minds. We'd always be conversating. But somebody here's had this, where this is coming back. And he was Aquarius as well, so I think that that's very interesting. I've got connection, creativity, and creativity. Some of you are connecting in such a way. It's like you're being gifted a stronger connection, you know, this deeper sense of self-love. Perhaps if you did lose somebody, you know, it really realizing you're not alone. Somebody's having this profound connection outside of themselves, that they are receiving messages from these people that they love, this person that they love. It's real, you know, it's a real thing. We're such powerful, unique, we are made by an intelligent design, and for those of you that are trying to break the code, you're not going to break the code. Not to all of it. You know, you'll get bits and pieces for exactly what you need, where you need it, and it's available to you. Some of you can go through the Akash, you know, Aquarius. You can, I would say, if you're going to go through the Akash, you know, that's a very sacred position to be able to hold. You know, it takes a lot of integrity and a lot of, heavy is the head that wears the crown, you know. The more responsibility, the more power comes more responsibility. I did say, talk about as sacred. So in this ancient energy, it's uninterpretable. It's uninterpretable. So the only way that somebody would gain this creative insight that's on this card, be able to communicate with this being here with all this wisdom and energy, the only way to do that would be through yourself and connecting through self-love. It's like because you chose to hold the light instead of be hateful, or you chose to awaken and to help others. Somebody here has a vigilante type feel to them, you know. They really appreciate people who can go through hard things and make it through the other side. They don't like bullies. They don't like, you know, the witchcraft. Somebody here, when you are able to, or if you already are in this deep connection with Source and are getting these, you're going to have this ability. And I talked about aerial viewing and through these portals, because I see like 4 portals out here and some magic. All sources are available to you, so long as you're working with the light army for the highest good of all. You know, 222, it says, time after time, 222, life lessons. You know, we come in and we learn this stuff. There's a lot of information here. It's absolutely amazing. Maybe now I see why they wanted me to wait to do Aquarius accidentally. Oh, I don't want to forget about you, Carol. I seen that you did, And if the skin reacts, question mark, like needles, or probably meant twitching, not teaching. So I guess I don't understand the full question. What up, Brian C? Yeah, I know that I really got creative mind in the things that I could tell you. And man, all of this wonderful, but y'all won't believe me. It's a lot to take in. I don't know how I'm still here. Pickles, I feel like that on so many levels sometimes. It's like, I don't know, I've really been waking up to some of my own new abilities, and it's blowing my mind. I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't think I'm doing, I am, obviously. I have this ability now where I'm able to just reach out to energies and be able to, I know it sounds nuts, but watch them transform in front of me into where I can see, or I can see like a whole quantum field around me. It's absolutely insane. I don't know how. And I can move through it. I can travel. Today I got taken underground. First I was out and I was in the desert, and this just started coming to me, and they were like, first I got the mental impression. I knew what it would be. I knew the energy, okay? Say if it was a girl walking in the desert, I would see it, and I knew. As I zoomed in and I kind of, moved in, I could see her, if she was carrying a bag, whatever. It was very intense. But I was doing this, and I kept hearing Paramount. It'll be Paramount. And as I'm going, and I've been getting the Supreme Being a lot, and it talks about a supreme power. So then I start going, I'm in the sand, okay? And I knew, I heard Egypt, I knew I didn't see pyramids, but I knew, hearing Iceland right now, I knew this ground went down, and as it just started taking me down, I looked, and the sand wall kept getting taller, and I was going under. And the word that I channeled, it was insane. It was like it's like the cave within a cave, but it means it's bigger. But I'm down here, and I'm looking at stones that I know that I've seen. This whole underground, it's a whole nother world. It's all ancient. It's a huge ancient world. It's huge. And it was just so interesting that I started going through that, and all these impressions started. So then I started kind of getting freaked out. So I was like, okay, I don't know where I was traveling, and then I started seeing this stuff. Well, I got really excited. So I kind of got out of that zone, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take my breaths. I'm going to get myself back into that state of consciousness, and I'm just sitting quiet, and guys know I do my own hand movements and my own way that I work with my guides, myself. And I just started letting it go and trusting everything oh my gosh, it just got even bigger and more I got so excited, and just then, so then they started taking me to like things that I've seen in my this lifetime, but taking me back to moments. I'm like, fuck, I haven't thought about that forever. And I'm like, oh my god, and they'd show me like 3 other things that it connected to, like that really exciting creative feeling. Like, I know I went through that for a reason. I get it. I get it. This is what this feels like. It's like that, you know what I mean? I know for me, and then I close my eyes. Then I just, all these colors. Then I'm going through the colors, and then it starts transforming. Like, it just was out. It was just so, and then the next thing I know, I was out cold. And then I woke up about like 10 minutes later, and I was like, that was awesome. That was awesome. And for those of you that don't know, I tore my shoulder in here, and I have this cyst growing in there, right? I've been doing work on it, you know. They wanted to do surgery, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So anyways, I went and got an MRI, and from my neck, and I woke up one morning, and I couldn't get out of bed. My neck hurt so bad. Like, I was just effed up. And on this picture, if you guys look on my community post, all along here is these evenly spaced, and it shows up as a metal in my body. And he's like, well, looks like you already had pins in there. And he's looking at my shoulder and looking at me and looking at my shoulder and looking at me, and he goes, what is that? Is that pins? And I said, I've never had any work on my shoulder at all. I almost said energy work. So yeah, but go on the community page and just zoom in, and you can see all of these little chips in my neck all the way up, and then they're all evenly spaced. It's absolutely insane. And that's when my shoulder started hurting. So I'm like, damn, my fucking my guys dropped me. Scotty didn't beam me down so nicely. You guys fucked up my shoulder back there, man. Whatever, at Galactic War, whatever you name it. Even the doctor was like, and he's done this for 30 years. He goes, I've never seen that. He goes, I don't understand. And he kept going through all of them. So when I get in my chart, I'm going to get in there and look. But yeah, I was like, So it's just crazy. It's just insane. Some of the stuff, and I'm talking about, then I went out to these cliffs, right? All these ancient places, and it's like, I don't know why I'm going. I'm just being led. I just get it in a car, and I go. And we're going out in this desert and finding all this stuff. We went out there, and I said, Mom, and there's not a lick of fucking obsidian. And if anybody doesn't know what obsidian is, you know, it's like it's what we would make arrowheads out of, you know. We would make arrowheads out of. That's funny. So needless to say, I'm out there, and I've been here for 5 years. I found one arrowhead once, and it was like over 80 miles in another direction. So we're driving out there like 10, 15 miles, and I said, Mom, I feel like there's going to be obsidian out here. I kid you not. Before, if you go and look on some of with those big tall stones, I think it's in my shorts, or in pictures. Right as I got to walk right up into there, I looked down, and I listened, because I heard the bird fly over and went, and I was like, okay, stop, what am I looking at? And sure as shit, look down, and here's this big chip of fucking obsidian. I scoured that place for more. That was the only piece. My mom goes, that's fucking wild. So when I say some people might pick up some things, you never know. You never know. Okay. Let's look at the spiritual gifts here. I want to see what kind of spiritual gifts. Sorry, I need a timestamp. All that's channeling, you know, even if it is talking about those things, so other people could be experiencing those things or have ideas. Everything is said for a reason. But yeah, guys, I'm on a whole nother level. It's absolutely amazing. When I moved away from people who didn't really care to see me do good, or who weren't really have my best interest, or I made them feel inadequate by shining my light, or just by being me or being my creative, I felt so much pressure to really grow into who I've grown into on this channel. It's been a year, April 3rd. I took about 4.5, 5 months off overall last year for my first year. The channel is grown amazing. Now, you know, in the beginning I was more shy, more timid, and I think that's normal. But when I moved away from energies, and that's the reason I moved away, is because we're not on the same timelines no more. We are vibrationally, our conversation, nothing. It doesn't, one lives in fear and I'm in the light. So all that does is trigger all those people around me. So the more that they do that, the more that they, nitpick or God, and then who gives a fuck if somebody gossips? I could give two shits. But you know what I mean? That's energy projected towards you. And then you have the ones that really are envious and really don't understand how you do what you do. Or it's, it makes people feel, especially when you know shit, that's intimidating for liars. That's intimidating for corrupt people, I can see right through them. And since I've moved away, I'm around fantastic people. This collective, I love you guys. 33 as I look up. You guys are some of the most amazing people I've met, so encouraging. I have done over 100 personal reads at least, and hour-long reads. I've put in over 100 hours in spirit with other people in our collective, and it has changed me for the best. I've learned so much about connecting other energies, how beautiful you guys are, the shit you go through. It's like, you guys astound me. To be able to do this, it's because I moved away from, I trusted the connection. I also went through this triumph, It's just trust where you're being led, even if it fucking hurts right now. It might hurt, okay? The thoughts, the memories, what it could have been. We get so caught in that loop of energy that we're creating because we're thinking it. When you step out and you go and start doing stuff that makes you happy, tomorrow I'll have my kayaks. I'm so excited. I get my pop-up camper back, out of my divorce, my SUV back. Like, my life is slowly but surely coming back, but those kayaks mean memories with my kids. It means getting out on the water, get more signs and synchronicities. Now I can go fish where nobody else can. It's going to be awesome. And it's just like, I enjoy doing those things, and I want to say that when you get so used to that freedom and that independence and that spark that's just like, I feel limitless. I can literally do anything I put my mind to, and that's basically it. The only thing that slows Aquarius is your guys' you care too much about what people think, or have in the past. That was that codependency, needing to feel accepted in some ways. Maybe you haven't had this most of money or the nice fanciest fucking house. Who gives a shit? But at a soul level, you're gold, baby. You're gold. People seeing in you what you had all along. Your creativity and the way that you're fucking with strength and courage and connection. People know you are a force to be reckoned with. Do not with me. Because I don't fight for me. Akashic Records is out here, okay? Somebody here has a very prominent tie to something that is very sacred, okay? And you're tapping into this through your creativity. The Akashic Records is where every memory, every personality, every archetypal energy, and then we've got the shaman beneath that. Thank you, Spirit. I'm also being called to do this one as well. Because you have to believe in the crazy and the unseen to actually realize that is the connection. First it'll come and it's not going to be easy. Do you think you're going to you would trust yourself, this human body, you, right? With that ego and personality and all that. And within the Akashic Records, let me go back, is everything you've been on this planet. Okay? No, as you were. That's the grids. That's the crystalline grid. Throughout your entire existence of a soul, you could travel to any aspect of yourself on any timeline, and you can go back and heal a wound. Now, we have hypnotherapists that do this, okay? They actually are accessing, well, they're more or less working with the, they do work with the Akash, but they're also working with the subconscious, okay? When we look in a room for our whole life, wherever we walked into, a hypnotherapist could take you back to, go back to Walmart, 1992, when you were buying dog food, or you knew you were there all the time. Now I want you to look on the shelf at the very end in the top right and tell me, 33 as I say this, and tell me what kind of brand of dog food's there, what is on the top shelf at the very end. And somehow, because the subconscious recorded it without you being conscious of it, right? We look at a lot of shit. We forget my keys, all that. Don't ask me what the hell I seen in 1992 at Walmart on a shelf on the top right, but you'll say, yeah. It's a red bag of Old Roy's dog food. How would you know that? right? So there are people that have gifts, and somebody here could be a hypnotherapist. That could be a calling that you have to help people go into the akashic record, right? This soul remembrance, and to revitalize. Dude, somebody here is just, you guys are freaking awesome. There's some very powerful Aquariuses out here. You hid your truest talent and your truest gift in your heart, behind all that pain, all that loss. That's somebody who's grieving. That's somebody who's holding their heart that aches. You know, this is somebody who has lost many people, many things at the same time in their life, and continue to have strength and choose to revitalize their spirit through the pain, to cleanse their body, their mind, their spirit. You know, to allow these things, you know, see those little orange things? They don't show up unless the light hits just right. You would never know they're there. All these beings, this connection is very profound. Your spiritual gifts are the Akashic Records. You're being called to explore the Akashic Records to provide powerful insights and guidance for others. The next one is shaman. Shaman is somebody who holds space between both worlds. Okay? It's a very sacred position. I feel like you hit the most beautiful part of you behind grief, okay? Some of you have this very shamanic feel, very connective, natively. You know, you probably have a lot of indigenous incarnations that were very prominent for you, where you gained a lot of skills on the soul level. These are already within you. It's in your DNA. The Akashic Records is stored within your DNA system, meaning you have two base strand pairs of DNA, and all those helixes that run across, they carry thousands of bits of information, energy, because it's light, and the soul is light, and the light has wavelengths that pack energy. So when that is within the body, that's what's within the DNA. So when the light's being activated within that, you're now accessing all this pertinent, I'm hearing extraterrestrial information. So unidentified. From where? It's unidentifiable. And somebody here knows that. See this little boy looking in the closet? He doesn't know, but he's called. He's looking. Luke, I am your father. I just looked up and said, see yourself as the one who holds the energy. And here it is. She's holding energy, and it's self-love. We got Claire Empath that comes up. I don't think I've ever gotten this card. And I've had this deck for, man, at least 8 months. You're being called to tune into your emotions, thoughts, and physical energy of others, so you can help others heal and clear unwanted energy. So Reiki, shaman, I mean, these are like some of my, I think all gifts are very important, but these are just a few that came out for you. These are very sacred energies to have, and you would want to go through an immense amount of healing before your higher self would allow you access, right? You would have to find self-love first, right? Have the heartbreak and have to have the courage, because it takes courage and strength to stay connected. There's a lot of falsities and a lot of energies vying for our time in this world and this planet. It's very dense. But when you found self-love, you also, outside of this earth, you found a whole nother world. And that world is in your hands, because it's your world, what you create. Look at this transformation up here. It's beautiful. That's where you hid the key to all of this ancient wisdom and knowledge, within your love, within your self-love. Because now you started to speak and activate your creativity, which is sending subliminal signs to this program up here, which is accessing the subconscious, is now saying we can rewrite. Some sort of overriding. Somebody could be using a lot of intention and a lot of creativity to heal something within their own being, within their own body. Somebody here is a powerhouse when it comes to spiritual strength and connection. Somebody here has the Archangel Michael. Okay, it's a high ranking. It's not about ranking. It's just intelligent. It holds more light. Okay, very powerful energy to be able to connect with, and you really have to be sharp-minded and very in tune with your being, your body. That's why self-love's important, so you can get the discernment through that. I don't want to be treated like this anymore. I don't want to be around people who take my time, my energy. When I was around these people, I was always feeling sick. I didn't have energy. You know, somebody here moved away and found their vitality out in the middle of nowhere. They're connecting with their own spirit, their own self. This is absolutely beautiful. And this has sparked some sort of creativity within your being. And I told you, it's your gift. Your gift is your creativity. That is your connection. That is your connection. So get wild with it. Be free to be you. Your soul expression. Be silly. Be fun. If you're having a shitty day, have a shitty day. You know, I will say people don't remember what you say, but people definitely remember how you make them feel. And it's really weird how those two would be tied together, because when you say something, you're spelling it out. It's called a spell. You're spelling it out and you're projecting it towards somebody with an immense amount of energy, whether it's passion, hatred, and you're thinking about that person. So that person, you're sending that energy. You are casting a spell, right? Whether it's good intention or, you know, when I look at this is when I see witchcraft, because it's using other elements to, well, for other purposes, to bring in other sorts of spirits and energy. Okay. Wow, Aquarius. Energetically, you show up. How you're being perceived as somebody who has a very high intellect and somebody who is very consciously and creatively aware. Is that resonating with any of you guys so far? Alchemy. Okay. What's up, little puppy? Got my sister's little dog out here tonight. He's over here taking a little nap. He's just a little miniature wiener dog. He's just a little miniature wiener dog. His name's Doobie. Oh, Doobie. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Ooh, Eternal Flame Reborn. I love that. Uh-oh, chat's getting crazy. All right. Aquarius. Who's coming towards you? Their thoughts, their feelings, their behaviors towards you. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. And then I want to see the truest feelings, the truest intentions. I want to see how you feel about this person. And then I want to look at the obstacle and the universe's advice. Try not to make this too long. We've already been on here for an hour. So about an hour and a half. That's what I'd like to keep it at. I've had a long weekend between the bull riding. We went to see a live band out in Hagerman, which is a nice little town that's right on the Snake River, and it's just absolutely beautiful over there, right along the water. It's absolutely nice, so nice. So me, my mom, and a bunch of friends, we went out and we had a blast. Went to a new environment. We got to meet new people. It was awesome. And then Shauna Daly, sorry I put your name out there. I don't think she'll mind, but she's absolutely amazing, and she watches the channel and she gets personal reads, but I actually met her at another band, so we got to hang out at another place. It was awesome. It was just nice to be able to see. So here we go. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. What does my Aquarius need to know for the highest good of all? For the highest good of all. Who's coming towards my Aquariuses? Who's coming towards my Aquarius? What energy are they in? Who's coming towards my Aquariuses? You've got an Emperor. You've got some sort of father figure. This person could be in that shaman energy, so to speak, or technically could have a lot of native ties in some way. This is a father figure. The Emperor is, the Empress is his mate, and they are they're all the kings together. This is somebody who has had to earn their right to be in the position that they're in. He is in the upright. This could be somebody who hunts, somebody who likes to be out in nature. Aquarius. Also, remember, energy. My intention is to read for that, but you put it where you need to. So you've got an Emperor coming towards you. Okay. Let's see. What are their truest intentions? Okay, Aquarius. You've got somebody coming towards you who's a little wounded and negligent to see something perhaps that they have a deeper knowing about. This is somebody who knows a lot because they are sitting in some sort of position where they are the Emperor in the upright. The High Priestess is somebody who knows a lot but doesn't say it. It's like, so with this being out here with their truest feelings, it's like somebody could be feeling very disconnected over pertaining to some sort of information that they know, or they are they feel. Oh, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay, so you've got the Four of Cups, you've got the Nine of Wands. This person's telling me that they're feeling either that you're not seeing something, they're wounded, or that you're not seeing them, that you're not acknowledging them. You know, they're just sitting up against the tree there with their wand, you know, which is their creative passions, their ideas. And he's just holding the last one sitting up here. And it's weird. It's these two kind of have their back to get against each other, you know, with the tree. It's like one sitting on the other side, and it's like neither one of them are moving in a way. God's trying to show somebody here, you know, if you weren't being such a Debbie Downer and you were swinging on this, those things to your ear, and you listen and you get a message, you know, some sort of not seeing something, you know, and it feels like this person's doing the same. There could be feeling, somebody could be feeling sorrowful at this time. All right. They're feeling, that's their truest feelings towards you, is they're feeling left out, neglected, not seen in some way. What's their truest intentions towards the Aquariuses? Truest feelings towards the Aquariuses. Their intentions, as you were. Truest intentions. We got the Four Swords out here. Their truest intentions with you. Okay. Bottom of the deck. So you've got the Two of Swords. You've got somebody here whose intentions is to, this person's working on, with the Three of Pentacles out here, this person is working diligently in some way. Their intentions, this person could be watching you work or watching you do your thing. But this person's intention is to come towards you with some sort of deeper wisdom, or this person could feel like also, I think you've got somebody here that works a lot. I think that somebody works a lot and somebody feels unseen in some way. Because somebody here is feeling very put off. I mean, for the Emperor to be feeling the Four of Cups and the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Wands, it's like, that's not very Emperor, you know? The Emperor is somebody who, well, they hold their emotions, like I said, they're the Emperor, they're all the kings. They're smart, they're fiery, they're passionate, they're loving, caring, intuitive. But their feelings is saying, something feels off. I'm not seeing something, maybe, and I feel like this could have to do with some sort of blockage here. With the intuition. Okay, yes. So this person's intention is to connect, you know, with the Four Swords, to take some time out and to really go within and get deeper insight, you know. Somebody wants to go do something with you that's spontaneous, or that's, you know, out. Both of these, they're out by water. So this tells me there is a lot of emotions that this person does have in the intention. The water is calm. It is smooth sailing in both of them. It's peaceful. It's calm. Their intentions is to bring in some sort of to calmness. just not quite sure why we're feeling, so let me get a different deck and we'll clarify the 9 of Wands for their truest feelings and the 4 of Cups for the truest feelings. Somebody's either not seeing something here clearly, obviously, as, you know, somebody's looking into the past too much. This could be another thing, as somebody's feelings could be tied to some sort of past situation, that maybe, you know, somebody's wanting you to, you know, look at them or give them, you know, it looks like 2 people that are on the brink of, and I don't know why, because it's 2 people, obviously it's 2 people, so I'm asking how they feel about you, but it's like, somebody could be contemplating calling it quits, or, you know, maybe just not seeing the value in something anymore. I mean, she looks, I mean, to be in some nice shoes like that and to be out there by the tree and stuff, maybe, you know, something upset her to where she wanted to go write or to read or to get alone time. And it's like, somebody really is pondering about, well, let's see. Why are their feelings the 9 of Wands? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Wow, this deck felt messy. Why are their spirits the 9 of Wands? Maybe this person has 9 spirits lingering. Why are their feelings, their truest feelings, the 9 of Wands? Why so heavy? You know? This person's finding balance. In some way, this person is out of balance. See, somebody here is not using their intuition. This is the twice, 2 different decks that this came up. We've got the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Swords. Well, this 2 of Swords over here, she looks like she's pretty honed in and tuned in to her intuition. This one's looking like, you know, the vying for, see these energies that are tied to her and her hair, pulling her hair, these crows, these, you know, these birds, that she's running and she's blindfolded, she can't see, and she's just, see, this person, this tells me this person has a lot going on. Shit. 2 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. You could be seeing 2, 2, 2. Intuition and balance. Okay, so this person, their truest feelings is they want to find some sort of balance with you over whatever this heavy, burdensome feeling is. I heard, why does it have to be so hard with you? Why does it always have to be so hard? Okay. Tell me more. This person's feelings. Tell me more for this person's feelings. Yeah, somebody's drowning in emotions here for you. Whether it's just emotions in general, somebody, this is telling me with the moon out here, that somebody here is drowning in emotions. There's more water. You could be dealing with a water sign at that. There's just a lot of water. And that's not allowing you to use your intuition, the moon, to see that on each side of the bank there is, you know, light and dark. It is a balanced situation if you could only come out of your emotions, okay? Because again, we're not seeing something. There's a lot of needing to use intuition and needing to use balance. Somebody's intuition could just, somebody could be having a blockage. Somebody feels blocked towards you. I'm not feeling you. I'm not seeing you. I'm not in whatever way. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Tower here. So this tells me here that there is some sort of spiritual awakening or tower moment, okay? This is spiritual, that causes some sort of transformation, okay? It comes in hot. This breaks down anything, if you're dealing with another person that wasn't built in the way that God would, you know, you're for the highest good would want it, whether it was off insecurities, selfish desires, lies, betrayal, and I don't see any of that. It looks like that's a lot of work somebody's put into, and it looks like somebody's tired, and it looks like, you know, their feelings is they're looking at what didn't work instead of with all these emotions, and then instead of finding this balance. This person wants to come balance. They're trying, but I mean, those really aren't in great balance, you know. One's high, one's low. Again, in front of the water, the ocean. So I'm telling you, there could be something with the water here, Aquarius is. I heard water divination. So Spirit's going to bring in a Tower. What's the obstacle? What is the obstacle here? Heartbreak. Some sort of disappointment, whether this was words that were shared, information that was found out, whether this was being left behind, but self-sabotaging within your own self. The obstacle here is a broken heart. Somebody who, look, the pain and the agony that somebody is in. You know, this tells me also with the tree here that this could be tied to somebody's ancestral line as far as healing, you know, karmic DNA. Working through a lot of heavy things. The obstacle is a lot of heavy things, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of agony, a lot of, you know, there's no growth here. Somebody being stuck in a situation way too long to where, you know, this person, you know, there's no water in this picture. It's completely dry. It's completely dry. There's no water. And this heart has been ripped and torn and restrung and put back together. The obstacle is in this emotions. Why the Three of Swords? Tell me more. The Two of Cups, over some sort of soul connection. Okay, this is my cosmic twins. These are my polar opposites, but they're good together. The Two of Cups, this is my divine soul pairs. And the King of Wands. So you could have had some sort of heartache in August with some sort of fire sign. This is the King of Wands. About passion. So loves and passion. So the obstacle here is some sort of heartache over a past life soul. I want to say past life soulmate. The Two of Cups, some sort of lover. The King of Wands. Bottom of the deck. Use your intuition. One more for the King of Wands. The Hermit. Five of Wands. Okay. So there's been a lot of past life remembrances or deeper knowing or deeper passions that you realize within a situation, you know, and that's probably why it feels so heartbreaking. I want to say somebody here is so obsessed over somebody or something, and it's like this person was here to help you grow, okay, with this heartache being here, or this person's heartache. Something definitely went on here that's got two people out needing balance and feeling very heavy and weighed down in the feelings, drowning in emotions, you know, and spirit saying this person coming towards you, their feelings is they're having a tower moment about all of these things they haven't said or that they've written or that they contemplate and think about, or, you know, all of these emotions. Somebody here, it feels like somebody needs to say something. I just need to say something. Confirmation. Okay, so there is a deep soul wound here with the Two of Cups. That's the obstacle. Okay, there's a need to go within at this time. An obstacle is, you know, somebody doesn't go within. Somebody's probably more passionate and more fiery and more, doesn't take time to, you know, this could have got somebody where the obstacle is that somebody needs to go within to understand a connection. Why does it hurt? Why does this feel so tight and so heavy to my soul? You know, the obstacle here is there's a need to look at something in a different light. Okay. So their feelings, they're having a sudden realization about some sort of drowning in emotions, this heaviness. Somebody's reluctant to see something or want to see something. It's like I'd rather just be pissy and put my back to you. It's like I feel like I have some sort of situation where somebody probably, you know, had some sort of mental, emotional manipulation, a lot done to them in some ways, or trying to piece this back together with the obstacles being this. It's a Two of Cups. This is about a love. You can generalize it in whatever way it fits for you, but this is about somebody who is very heartbroken over a very deep bond. Okay, now their intentions is to work with you and to go within and find deeper insight. For the Three of Pentacles, I've got the Three of Wands in reverse, which tells me their intentions. So I need more. You know, they're not feeling very passionate about moving forward right now. You know, it's like the idea of it, but maybe not seeing anything moving forward. Why the Four of Swords? Shut the fuck up. I'm so confused, Spirit. Why the Four of Swords? Because the Four of Swords in reverse. Somebody wants to go through a healing, okay? Because see her and her, they look tight. They look pretty, you know, they've got the same heart in the basket. You know, she's been out there so long drowning in her own sorrows that the basket, you know, this big nest has actually started to grow around her. This just tells me that somebody has not let something go, and that's the obstacle here in this situation. It's like wanting to work together and then not. Wanting to, their intentions is to go within and be peaceful, and then I asked to clarify that, and it comes out with it in reverse. Tell me more of the Four of Swords. Ten of Wands. So it's just, it's heavy. It's burdensome. You know, what is the weight? I'm just so confused. What is this big burden? Because I'm looking at the bottom of the deck and I see the sun. So I'm going to look at what's their behavior towards you at this time. What's this person coming towards you behavior at this time towards you? Holy Spirit, holy angels. Their behavior. Walking away. Okay. So Aquarius here, somebody here is acting distant, cold, could be hanging out with other people. Other people could be the issue here. Their behavior is somebody's walking away from you to have some sort of start or to be in some sort of, I feel like somebody's listening to their spirit guides here or some sort of higher knowing. Their behavior towards you is their backs to you. And all four of these pictures, the backs to them. You know, their behavior is they might act like they don't care, but, you know, this is telling me a different story. Somebody here is absolutely, there's a father figure here, okay, that's absolutely heartbroken over this out of balance, over emotional, torturous heartbreak that somebody has been through in some way. Tell me more on the intentions, their intentions. What is this person's intentions for Aquarius? A new beginning with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this is telling me that this person has been going through some sort of spiritual awakening in some way. That's why you see the Four of Swords in the upright, which in the Four of Swords in reverse. With the Ten of Wands, it's like somebody carries a lot of burden, so when they go in and they start to sit with spirit, it's like they still carry this heavy heart. You know, this is a very deep, deep, deep wound. Their feelings and intentions is, I really do want to let go of this, but it's so heavy. I want to take action with the Three of Pentacles. I want to work with you. I want to start something creative in my mind. See the energy around there by the sunflowers. I want to heal this. I want to work with you. I want to have some sort of partnership in some way. But then I asked to clarify that, and the Three of Wands comes out in reverse. Well, this card is somebody who's looking ahead. This is somebody who's got their things in order, and somebody who's ready to, all they have to do now is put that board down and go out on that bed of lava. And that's what it feels like to this person. It's like, I don't know if I'm ready to, you know, if I can face you. You know, somebody here is having a hard time facing somebody, but I asked for the intentions, you know, to clarify once more, and it feels like we've got the Wheel of Fortune in the World that comes out. With the Two of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, you know, to me, this feels like it is some sort of learning lesson for those that are involved. You know, with this many emotions, you know, it feels like this has to do with some sort of, whether this is a divorce, a separation. I didn't see the Four of Wands out here. Some sort of partnership that fell away, that felt heavy or dense or out of balance, that Spirit came in and shook up and removed in some way. There was a lot of backs turned here to, I heard somebody took a blind eye. Whatever that means, you know, enlightenment is here over this situation. We've got enlightenment that comes from some sort of separation where this is no contact, not talking, staying away from one another. That's given somebody the time to really see what it's like when your energy is not around, okay? so they can really see it. And this is probably why this person's feeling heartbroken at this time, or carrying this burden in some way, because the obstacle for both of you here is the Three of Swords. Their behaviors is the Eight of Cups and the Three of Cups that say, I'm walking away and I'm moving in a new direction. I'm hanging out with somebody new here. But something has this person looking, you know, and see the snake slithering out of all that, trying to get away scot-free. He's headed out of there. And it looks like he's pretty dead set on where he wants to go, and it's up, with the ladder being on that bull. You know, again, the water is running smoothly. So this is somebody who's putting their spiritual checks and balances in check. They're gaining the enlightenment that they need at this time. How do you feel about this person, Aquarius? How do you feel about this person and all this burdens? What's the tie here? How do you feel towards this person? I thought I'd seen one flip. How do you feel about this person, Aquarius? So this is some sort of higher spiritual or marriage. Okay, with the Hierophant being here, you feel there's a connection that goes deep that you might not understand. This emotions that's so heavy for this person's feelings and their intentions is probably some way you're a healer. You've come into this person's life in some way that awakens something within them. You see them as a spirit lesson, you know, somebody that pushed you to connect back with yourself, which it feels like the obstacle here is some sort of distance that's been had with the Queen of Wands, you know. Maybe you're out here, you feel passionate about what you're doing, this spiritual connection that you have to yourself over some sort of pain. Tell me more about how you feel for them. How do you feel for them, Aquarius, this person, this situation? Okay, you do, you know, there's subtle tones that really creep back up sometimes for you that make it very hard for you to let go. You know, you might have your moments where you fall apart, or those memories or feelings come up, and then you snap out of that emotional mind and realize we are human, we are here to have this experience, but we're also to grow the soul, and how those two things are connected together. Somebody sees the spiritual lesson and understands this is a truth with the Ace of Wands and the Hierophant out here. This is a very, very deep, very, very deep connection here, where two people had come together, whether previously, I don't know, there was already turmoil and pain and suffering. With Archangel Michael being out here, this tells me that this is a divinely guided. This is mixing two different, it was all about finding balance within yourself and within the other person. You could have somebody who watches you, Aquarius, or that you're watching them. You know, it feels like somebody here wants to say something. I said that. They want a new beginning. Somebody here is trying to figure out how to make the right choices moving forward. They've taken time to go within. Maybe this person's taken a little too much time, and maybe they do feel like they missed out on a new beginning with you, and that the Wheel of Fortune is in your favor. What is the universe's advice? Wow, 3 cards. All in reverse. I'm putting those back. Universe's advice. Just didn't feel right. The Ace of Pentacles. The universe's advice is, you know, even if you've been out in the cold and you've been feeling, see, the universe wants you to grow from this. The universe needs you to grow from this, because there is some sort of victory from going through this turmoil. This is somebody who feels self-imprisoned, okay? And this is somebody who's feeling left out, but this is somebody who's taken that. He might be locked out of the house and not realize that it's in there, but he's got all of the gear he needs. He's got his stick, he's gotten his backpack along the way, he's got his snow boots on, and, you know, it's not like you don't see icicles hanging from him. He's just out there. He's being guided, even though he's left out. The card is about feeling left out, you know, but you're now equipped to go through this. Same with this person, you know, she's not in prison, but this person has the ability, if she chooses to look into this puddle and change the reality that she's seeing, because she has the intellect to do it with the swords here. The 8 of Swords is somebody who overthinks, gets in their head too much. The universe's advice is to get out of your head and to see the growth that could be had from this. If this is a marriage and a heartbreak and a separation with the Two of Cups and my Hierophant out here, to me, this tells me there was some sort of marriage or deeper connection on some level. Okay, let's get some thoughts from this person. Let's get some thoughts from this person. Their truest thoughts. Yeah, this person's really taken their sweet ass time to come towards you. And this person, what's really interesting is that this person is the Emperor. You know, this is somebody who's very, he's all kings in one. But this person is feeling very, you know, this father figure, this really comes through, is feeling like they need to make the right choice. You know, it feels like somebody here saying, I lost everything. I feel absolutely broken with what I have tied my heartstrings to, where I planted my seeds to grow. I'm heartbroken. This is the ultimate betrayal from all sides. And it has to do with this love. Has to do with this love, a balance of love. All right, let's get their truest feelings for you, Aquarius. Is this resonating with any of you? What's up, Mean Sheen? What's up, guys? Thanks for hitting the like and subscribe button. Thank you for commenting. If you guys want a personal read with me, you can email me in the link pinned below, or you can find it on my channel. It is angeldynasty33@gmail.com. Once I start to focus on our problems, it's hard to stop, and then I get paranoid that it will get even worse, falling into society, pretty much, anxiety. The Nine of Swords comes out again, or the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords. So this person with the Nine of Wands, this person's feeling very heavy. Very heavy. This person's intuition is telling them to go within, to be able to take that last passion. This is the Ten of Wands, but if you look at him, his head's up. You know, he's not carrying it on his back. All of his wands are planted, but the one. This is somebody who's ready to move forward. Well, let's just see what else they have to say about you. Their truest feelings. If they could talk to Aquarius on the truest level, what would they say? I didn't follow my own inner guidance, and now I feel stuck in the mud. It is hard to see a way out when everyone says that this is normal. The Eight of Swords again. So somebody here is feeling very trapped within their self. Very trapped within their self, and not being able to communicate or make a move towards you. Oh yeah, the Devil. It's hard for me to face my pain, so I indulge in short-term pleasures or substances. I know it's not good for me, but I can't stop. In society, status is high priority to me, and I like having control over others. I follow strict rules, and I have high demands or expectations. The Emperor. And the Devil. And the Emperor. Here's the Emperor again. So April could have been very prominent. April 15th. Okay, this is somebody who cares a lot. I mean, look at him. This is somebody who has to maintain some sort of image. This is somebody who's the chief. This is somebody who has a lot of people look to them. But this is like the one thing that's crippling them is this love or lack thereof. I no longer seek answers from others, and I am starting to appreciate the knowledge that is inside myself. I can now see the real truth. Okay, well, let's get an overall outcome. Holy Spirit, what's an overall outcome for this energy? For some of you, I'm just going to say this. Somebody's not giving up on this love, okay? Somebody here is saying, I want a new fresh start. I know, I'm not seeing any pages out here. No, this is mature energy. You've got Judgment, and here's the red-headed Two of Swords that shows up again. In the outcome. Possible outcome. Judgment, Two of Swords. Somebody's going to use their intuition to make the correct choice about what a new beginning of love and what really a pearl of love looks like. What the true love looks like, the overall outcome. Somebody here is not giving up on this. You know, somebody here is still going to grow those sunflowers regardless. You know, if it rains or snows, he's got them in a wheelbarrow, so he can just take that wheelbarrow wherever he needs to put them. This is somebody who works very hard. He's put in a lot of work. The overall outcome is that there's going to be judgment about some sort of whatever that unbalance is. There's going to be, whether this is forgiveness that comes through, somebody finally gets the intellect to use their intuition, or understand that it was a soul lesson here, and it does make you stronger. What energy are you showing up in? What energy are you showing up in? Five of Pentacles. Six of Cups. So this tells me that both of you are going back and forth in your head, feeling lost without one another. Feeling a past life soul connection that maybe you're just not sure if this, the water, too much water under the bridge, is there too much pain? You know, somebody here is having a realization that they probably didn't play their cards as well as they should have. They do recognize, and you recognize this person with the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups and the Hierophant. You either were married to this person, married to this person in different lifetimes. There's a deep childhood. Whether you weren't married, this is saying, I'm feeling left out from what I know in my soul, is how you're feeling. Shut the fuck up. And you've got the Lovers. This is a divine partnership. This is one of those very rough soul lessons that come in, and they teach us how to find ourselves again within somebody else. You know, when you first meet, that passion, you know, if you have a person that you believe is a part of your soul, the passion that you share, the way you look at them, the way you touch, it's like you get lost in space and time, this cosmic love. You know, you could have been with this person for a long time, and then you've grown older over time. You know, the Six, this is about a soul lesson of coming in and triggering each other to awaken for the highest good, to create potential growth in one another. Seven of Pentacles again. So, I've got Seven of Pentacles out here twice. The story reiterates. Two of Cups behind the Knight of Cups. Somebody's going to bring some sort of love offer. Will they get the gumption enough? I don't know. I don't know if they will. I don't know when, but I know that somebody is definitely working on bringing some sort of offer here about this love. What was it? They want to make a move. You might be getting flowers. You might be getting asked out on a date. This is somebody who, you know, he's making his way, making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay. What was the obstacle? Let me just look through this, because I want to see, on the lesson standpoint, what are some things that these two have gone through on this soul level that have been an issue? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Feels like a lot of needing to find balance. You've got around summer, clown, appearances, humiliation, feeling ashamed, and emotions, in and outs, clashings of waves. So this is something that, you know, tells me somebody here cares more about their status and how they're looked or how they're perceived. That's so long putting on this stale face, right? You know, I'm the dad, I'm the boss, I'm the king, this is me. But beneath all of this, when you really look into the emotions and the heart, somebody here, they can't break down. They don't feel like they have, you know, they're the boss, they're the big guy on campus. They're the givers, they're the lovers. Like somebody here is actually having to find balance instead of just giving and working too much, you know, to avoid the situation, or staying busy, or acting like it's not happening. It's happening. You know, somebody here struggles with emotions and humility. Somebody straight up struggles with emotions and humility, to be vulnerable around spring. So you've got, I know normally don't really get those times. Around fall, new boo. So I don't know why all of those other cards, transformation, devotion, can't stop smiling, happiness, and feeling complete in a new boo. Boo, happy place, seeing somebody new, new love blossoms, enjoying each other. Doesn't mean it has to be a new boo, but this could feel like a new boo, you know, for those of you that have somebody coming back, you know, over this heartbreak. For another storyline is that you have somebody who's moving out of this situation as well, and it sees that you have some sort of heartache that you've either healed from or healing from. Maybe you've just started dating this person, but this person realizes that there needs to be some sort of tower moment for you to call judgment. Use your intuition to put things back in place within your own being. All right. Thank you guys for hitting the like and subscribe button. You guys are awesome. Hopefully this read has resonated in some way with you. These reads are timeless, which means anytime you are watching them. Today is May 4th. Shit, tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. Shit! I'm gonna have to go have Taco freaking Tuesday, Taco Monday of 2025. May 4th, 2025. Alright, angel number for you guys, and then we will be getting out of here. You got 1331 and 1313. 1-3s, 1-3s. You could be seeing 4-4-4 as well. Good times, advice, comfort, major change, individuality, and independence. Have faith in your skills and talents, as they are a tool that can provide you with a bright future. A piece of good advice, a moment of enlightenment, and a comforting message is on its way. Everything will work out in your favor. Wow. Starting fresh. This sums up this whole read. Step out of your comfort zone. You are about to create, with your creativity, something meaningful. All of your skills and talents will bring you auspicious profits. Build up your confidence and trust in your decisions. Encouragement, goals, foundations, creative ventures, and communication. That's awesome. That's a lot of synchronicity right here, man. What does your higher self and spirit team want to tell you at this time? Guidance for you from your spirit guides and your higher self messages. Oh, I love when he comes out. Let your true colors show so your tribe knows how to find you. There is always a way if you are willing to change the way that you see it. Your success is closer than you imagine, so just keep going. What you seek is seeking you. When you rest, it will find you. Answers appear when you release the question. So there's a lot of needing to know. And if it has something to do with this relationship, I'm telling you, even just getting into it, it just overall says that with the universe being out, or the wheel of fortune in the world, is just trust in the faith of the universe. Trust that your path, even if you've had to turn your back and walk away from this person, okay? Or them, you. That in some way this either brings in something in the future. You've got a new Two of Cups that comes out with this. So, if somebody, wanted to fall off and not, learn their lesson from this, you will have an opportunity with a different soulmate to come in. Soul pairing goes beyond superficiality. Be the brave and authentic soul you are always destined to be, your spirit guides say. Go on the adventure. Go to the moon. Shoot for the stars. You are an original, so let yourself follow your own heart. Starseeds, you guys, you are packed with so much wisdom and creativity and intelligence. It's like we stifle ourselves so hardcore because we're always thinking we need to be a certain way. In reality, that's a bunch of crap. We're just breaking through that system that we know is a falsity. We know that. We know that our creative expression is the only way that we can cultivate the freedom that we truly desire on many levels within ourselves and within society. To be a torch bearer and to be a light worker means we hold space in the light. We walk the paths that others have not yet, and we do it in our own way. And that way that we do that and the way that we share that is our gift to others, is our gift to humanity, is our gift to ourselves to overcome these obstacles and to be open to be in a channel for higher divine wisdom to come through, or creative expression to share with the world. You never know what you draw, write, might spark or ignite something creative within somebody else around you. Something you say, the way you say it. You could be somebody, your energy was very powerful showing up in spirit. Very powerful in the beginning of this read. Alright guys, so I love you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Aquariuses, I wish you the best of luck. Until next time, Jace, would you mind doing timestamps for me if you get time? You don't have to do it tonight, but if you get time, just between my big blab session in there if they don't want to hear it. I think anybody who watches me this long doesn't mind the blab sessions. I hope this resonated with you guys. I enjoyed the read. I will be doing more shorts. If you have personal with me, a friend, I have your reading uploaded. If you do not receive an email from me, you need to look into your spam folders. If it doesn't go directly into your email, please check your spam folders from Angel Dynasty 33. For all of those of you that just ordered reads, you totally slammed me. So I got booked really fast for some reason. So we will, to get all my reads going, my lives are going to have to be a little bit shorter, or because there are a lot of hour-long reads. So being out here for, 2-3 hours at a time is hard on the little girls. Plus, I'm doing 50 things at the same time all the time. Scratch that sniff here. The luxuries of single lifehood as a mama of 5. Wouldn't change it for the world. You guys are awesome. Kisses from Idaho. Be safe. I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night for a read. God only knows what spirit will sit into my little willy-nilly ear. Most of the time I'll label it what I'm told to, that I intuit from my guides, and then I come in and do the read, and I'm like, well, why am I calling it that? Trust the process, guys. A lot of this is about trust. Get that new creative passion. Some of you are going to be receiving a message that it's really exciting for you, and it puts that spark back into your life. Expect that. Be expecting great things to happen to you. Good night, Bill. Matthew. It is a wonderful life. Good night, Bethany. Please leave a comment. Let me know how it resonates for you guys. I like knowing. It is nice. You don't have to tell me your whole spiel, but I do know as a reader, it does. It's nice to hear your guys' story and how you connect, or what parts, you resonated with. Not only that, but it helps the channel. It allows me to stay in the algorithm so that we can, share the messages with other people. We do a lot of stuff on this channel: bull riding, hiking, adventuring, pool parties, saloon parties. We're all over the place. All right, guys. See you later. Good night, Ryan. Kisses from Idaho.